Hello, good morning, and welcome back to Bodman IELTS Academy. Today it will be a quick one. I hope you have pressed the subscribe button under this video so that when I drop my videos, you can easily know that I've dropped one. So I want to quickly talk about the changes made by the NMC-UK on their English language requirements and how it affects overseas nurses from Nigeria, Philippines, and every other country around the world. How does it affect you? Now, I want to tell you there are two major changes approved. Two things approved majorly. I will be explaining them one by one. But before then, I would like to tell you about the IELTS requirements for UK that is on ground now. The IELTS requirement for UK. So if you are coming to UK as a nurse, what do you need to score in each module? From there, you will understand more the changes. Now, if you are coming to UK, you need to have 7 in the reading module. 7 in reading, 7 in listening, and 7 in speaking. There are 4 modules. 7 in reading, 7 in listening, 7 in speaking. But in writing, the UK accepts 6.5. So out of the 4 modules, you can use 6.5 in writing. So the other 3, 7. That is the minimum requirement to register as a nurse in the UK. Now, let us assume that before, if you want to combine 2 results, you can combine 2 results. As long as those 2 results you want to combine, they are within 6 months. That is, you wrote the exam within 6 months. Let's say you wrote one exam in August and you will write another one in November. You can combine the results, but there are criteria you must meet for you to be able to combine the results. Now, one of the things is those results must be within 6 months apart. The second thing is that none of the 2 results, in all the modules, none of the score must be less than 6.5. So let us assume that in your first result, you scored 6.5 in reading. You know you need 7 in reading. You score 6.5 in reading. You score 7 in listening. You score 7 in speaking. And you score 6.5 in writing. So you score 6.5 in writing and reading. Writing is okay because what they need for writing is 6.5. But reading, you need 7 in reading. You now registered for another exam. You now score 7 in reading. You score 6.5 in others. 7 in reading, the second result, 6.5 in other. You can combine the 2 results. Why? Because the result you are combining, none of the module is less than 6.5. You can combine it according to the rule before. Now, let us assume that mistakenly, the 2 results you want to combine, in one of the module, you score 6. Although you pass that module, let us assume that in writing now, you scored 6. You scored 6 in writing. And you want to combine the result with another result. Let us assume your second result. The first result you are combining, you score 6.5 in reading, 6.5 in writing, 7 in the others. And you need 7 in reading. And now you wrote another exam. The other exam, you pass reading. You now score 6 in writing. You know you have passed writing in the other one before, you score 6.5 in writing, you cannot combine that result because reading is less than 6.5, and you cannot combine any result where any module is less than 6.5. So you can't combine that second result. You will have to write another one if you have to combine. That is the old system. Now, there are two major changes the UK is making to the language requirements. Two major changes I want to tell you. The first change affects those that want to combine results. So don't worry, I'm talking about IELTS requirement now. I'm not talking about OET. I may talk about that later. There's requirement. If you are using OET, there are requirements. There is a minimum score as well. But for IELTS, the minimum score on grant is 6.5 in writing and 7 in the other module. Now, the UK has not reduced its IELTS minimum score. I want you to get that right, because a lot of rumors going around on the internet, UK is going to reduce everything to 6.5, 6.5. No, UK is not doing that. The UK has not reduced its score in any module of the IELTS. What they are doing, the first thing they are doing is related to those that wants to combine their results. So that change affects those that want to combine results. So the first thing they are doing in that area is, instead of using a result that is within 6 months, now you can now use a result within 1 year. If you write the two exams within 1 year, you can combine those results instead of 6 months before. I hope this is clear, very clear. Now, someone was, and this is going to be implemented. Don't forget, all these changes will be implemented from January 2023. Someone messaged me yesterday and asked me, does it mean that those of us that wrote the exam this year, does it mean we can't use the result? Is it going to be applicable to those that we just start writing from January? No, you can use the result. If you write this year, you can use the results that you have written already this year. It is just that you can't use it until January. So, because the implementation will start from January 2023. I hope that is clear. Now, what is the implementation? How does it work? So at least you know one thing now. You can now use results within 1 year. Now, the second, in that aspect, I'm still on that aspect, the first change that's relating to those that want to combine results. Another thing under that is, which result can you combine? Don't forget, I explained the result you can combine before. I said none of the module must be less than 6.5 in both results. But now, UK is changing that. UK is saying that the minimum score for reading before is 7. So if you score 6.5, that is 0.5 below the minimum score. The minimum score for listening is 7. If you score 6.5 in listening, you are 0.5 below the minimum score. The minimum score for writing for UK is 6.5. The requirement is 6.5. So if you score 6, you are 0.5 below the required score. They are now saying, if you have 2 results and those results are just 0.5 below the minimum score, you can combine them. So you can have 6 in writing. You will be able to combine that result with another result as long as you have 6.5 in the second result. So let us assume that in the first result, you score 6.5 in reading, 6 in writing, 7 in listening, and 7 in speaking. You know you need 6. You score 6 in writing and you need 6.5. You score 6.5 in reading and you need 7. So When you write another exam and you score 7 in reading, and you score 6.5 in writing, you can combine those two results. Even though the first result is 6 in writing, you can combine them. You can combine those results now. So they are not being strict by saying none of the module must be less than 6.5. You can score 6. So that change actually affects writing the most, the writing module. So if you score 6 in one result in writing, as long as you score 6.5 in the others, you can combine that result with another result. I hope this is clear. If you have any question, drop it in the comment box. Now, let us look at the second change. Second change. Now, a lot of people are carrying rumor that they are now accepting evidence of English support from employer. Yeah, UK. Okay, let me tell you straight. UK they've now approved that they've accepted that they are going to be accepting evidence of English from employers. Evidence of English, evidence that you can speak English, evidence that you have been practicing in English, you have been interacting with patients in English. That is the second change they are making. Don't forget the first change. It has to do with combining results. The second one, they are trying to accept evidence, supporting evidence. Yes, supporting evidence to prove that you have been you can communicate well in English and you have been interacting with patients in English. I must tell you, UK is not prepared to lower their standard when it comes to communication, because communication is very important in patient care. Now, this change, evidence of competency in English, who does it affect? Who? I've seen people misinterpreting it. They have been misinterpreting it a lot. But let me state it clearly here. What they are saying is that they are going to enable employers. They will enable employers to provide supporting evidence of English language proficiency. Now, we plan to accept supporting evidence where an applicant has, these are the conditions attached to accepting supporting evidence. So, if an applicant has trained in English in a country where English is not majority spoken language, if you train in English, they will accept supporting evidence for you. 2, if the person narrowly missed passing English language test. Now, what do I mean by training in English? Of course, most of the schools in Nigeria, all the schools, they train us in English. Of course, you need to just get evidence from the school that I was trained in English, all my subjects were taught in English, that is it. Now, the second thing is the individual narrowly missed passing the English language test. Narrow means if you narrowly miss passing the English language test, for example, let's say you pass everything, you now score 6.5 in reading. 6.5. You pass every other thing well, you now score 6.5 in reading. Or you pass every other thing and you score 6 in writing. And you don't want to combine, you don't want to have another result. You just want to use that result. And you know the minimum required in writing is 6.5. You can use supporting evidence. As long as you can get to evidence from your school, Now, it is not just from the school. You will get evidence from employers. I will read it to you. This proposal will allow employers to provide objective information and evidence to us about someone's use of English in the health and social care setting in the UK. I want you to note that statement. This proposal, what they are proposing, to enable employer to provide supporting evidence. We allow employer to provide objective information and evidence to us about someone's use of English in the health and social care setting in the UK. Condition is there. Your employers must be able to provide information right them that this person, Boardman, can communicate well in English. And not just that, they need to show them evidence. So two things. Employer will provide information and also show them evidence. So now, and see, social care in the UK, they didn't mention any other country. So if you're actually using this supporting evidence and you think you can just get a letter from Nigeria that somebody to write and send in and say, oh, this person can speak English very well. No, they may not have said that. If you read further, you will understand. They said this proposal will provide greater flexibility for people who are already contributing to health. In the UK, you need to take note of that. You need to take note of that. There are people, overseas nurses that are already in the UK. Probably they follow their spouse to the UK. And they are not yet registered because of the IELTS. And they are already working maybe as healthcare assistants or as support workers. As long as their employer can provide evidence and also back it up with information that this person can communicate effectively in English, they are ready to accept that IELTS result that is a little bit below the standard. You know what we mean by marginally miss the required score. If you just miss the required score in the IELTS, just maybe in one module you just score below the minimum requirement, just 0.5 below. It's not that you will score 6.5, 6.5, 6.5 in everything and you want to use evidence. No. The clause is there. The clause is there. For people that marginally miss the required score. People that marginally missed the required score. So that is that for now. If you have any question, just post it in the comment box. I will respond to them. So this second requirement is not actually for everyone. It's actually mainly for people that are already in the UK and they are nurses from their home countries. It will help them to be able to register with NMCUK easily. So that is everything explained. So because I know a lot of you are confused. You don't know. You think because you marginally miss a score in IELTS and then you can use that result from Nigeria. I don't think that is applicable. If you can understand what I just read out. For people, they are proposing that for nurses that are already in the UK, but they are not practicing as nurses. They are practicing as healthcare assistant support worker, but they are nurses from their home countries. That is what those are the people that second change is applicable to, not everyone. So the IELTS requirement for UK still remains the same. It's just that for you majorly, the first one is the one that affects you. If you want to combine results, you can have 6 in, let's say, in writing now and be able to combine that result with another result. As long as you didn't score below 0.5 below the minimum requirement in both results, you must not score more than 0.5 below the minimum requirement in the two results. Then you can combine those results. You know the minimum requirements, 777 and 6.5 in writing. So 0.5 below each score is you cannot score below it in both results you want to combine. That is it. Subscribe to my channel and I will be updating you on anything. And I will also be teaching you IELTS in depth. So subscribe and like. Thank you very much.